She was told she was too ugly to model,
because I was too kind of like where I was very full in the face.
too ethnic to succeed. She was rejected, ridiculed, and cast aside.
To go meet the agents,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
rejected me.
What?
They rejected me because I was too kind of like where I was very full in the face.
But she used that rejection as fuel, revolutionizing the fashion industry and becoming the world's first supermodel. Janice Dickinson's story begins in 1973, New York City. A young Janice Dickinson, fresh off a national modeling contest win, walks into the Ford agency, the gatekeepers of American beauty Eileen Ford. The woman who could launch careers with a nod takes one look at Janice's striking Mediterranean features and delivers a crushing verdict. You're much too ethnic, you'll never work. It was a rejection that echoed a lifetime of criticism, especially from her own father. But Janice had a fuel you can't manufacture: pure, unadulterated rage. So she got on a plane to Paris with agent Wilhelmina Cooper. And in Europe, everything flipped. The French looked at the very features Eileen Ford rejected and saw art-high art. Within weeks, she was on major magazine covers: Italian Vogue, French Elle. She went from "you'll never work" to being fully booked, sometimes for multiple shoots a day, and the revenge was financial. By the late 70s, Janice was commanding $2,000 a day, 4 times the rate of other top models. Every cruel word was being converted into cold, hard cash. The girl who was too ethnic was single-handedly revolutionizing the American standard of beauty. By 1978, Janice wasn't just a model. She was the model, and her natural habitat after a shoot was the infamous Studio 54. This wasn't just a club. It was a temple of decadence. A place where, as Janice put it, doing drugs and being out of your mind felt normal. Her reign was absolute: 37 Vogue covers, 7 consecutive LA covers, campaigns for Versace, Dior, and Calvin Klein. She was a muse to Lagerfeld and Versace, bringing a dangerous, intoxicating energy that the all-American girls lacked. But the lifestyle was a trap. She survived on what she called a cocaine diet, her appetite destroyed by drugs since she was 19. The industry didn't just tolerate it, they encouraged it. Thinner was always better. The stories are legendary. Like the time at Milan Fashion Week, she stumbled off the runway, directly into Sophia Loren's lap, and everyone just laughed. Because that was Janice. Wild, unpredictable, and utterly captivating. But living at 100 miles per hour means you're bound to hit a wall. The wall had a name: Sylvester Stallone. By 1993, Janice was 38, ancient in model years. The calls were slowing. She was battling eating disorders and had already gotten a mini facelift. Then, Stallone arrived like a Hollywood savior. He proposed, she was pregnant. A fairy tale ending was in sight. Until the DNA test, the baby wasn't his. The engagement was off, the humiliation was public and brutal. The supermodel who seemed to have it all was now a tabloid headline. A single mom publicly shamed. The 90s became a lost decade. The work dried up. She was replaced by a new generation of models. The woman who once earned thousands a day claimed she was, at times, broke, even cleaning toilets to support her children. Whether literal or not, the statement revealed how far she had fallen. But Janice Dickinson doesn't fade away. She reinvents. In 2002, she dropped a literary bomb: No Lifeguard on Duty. This wasn't a soft-focus memoir. It was a raw, explicit tell-all detailing childhood abuse, drug-fueled orgies, and her affairs with stars like Nicholson and Beatty. She was back, not as a model, but as a truth-teller. This led to her most mainstream fame yet: the sharp-tongued, brutally honest judge on America's Next Top Model. She was Simon Cowell in stilettos, and America ate it up. But her chaotic energy clashed with Tyra Banks, and after 4 seasons, she was fired, cast out. Janice dove headfirst into the reality TV underworld. On Die Kuritz, The Surreal Life, a confrontation with Omarosa escalated to her allegedly waving a prop knife, threatening, "I'll have your weave on the floor, biatch." Then she went on, The Today Show, and called Tyra Banks fat, sparking a media firestorm and getting herself banned from NBC. The rock bottom of this era was perhaps Celebrity Big Brother in 2015. At 60, she was still starting fights, spitting at a housemate, and then suffering a terrifying on camera allergic seizure after being stung by a bee. She had become a living, breathing reality TV car crash. Behind the cameras, a more tragic battle was raging. Janice was at war with her own reflection. What started with a mini lift became a full scale surgical assault. Multiple facelifts, breast augmentations, lip injections. She was chasing her 1978 face with a scalpel. The bills were astronomical. In 2013, it all collapsed. Janice Dickinson filed for bankruptcy, revealing nearly $1 million in debt. She owed massive back taxes and thousands to a list of plastic surgeons and dermatologists. The headlines wrote themselves. The supermodel broke from Botox. Then in 2016, the ultimate irony, breast cancer. The implants she'd cherished were now part of a body fighting for its life. Through lumpectomies and radiation, she survived. Her body was literally rejecting the artificial perfection she'd paid so much to achieve. But here is the core of Janice Dickinson. She is impossible to kill. She survived addiction through a 12-step program. She survived bankruptcy. She survived cancer. Today at 70, she's in on the joke. She shows up in outrageous outfits, mocks her own surgery, and still throws verbal grenades at the new model generation. She's a character of her own creation, and she plays it masterfully. She still fiercely claims she coined the term supermodel, a fact historians debate, but one she will defend to her last breath. You can judge the drama, the debt, and the meltdowns, but you cannot look away. Janice Dickinson is not the first supermodel, but she may be the last of her kind, a raw, unfiltered, and utterly human force of nature who lived her legend at 1,000,000 miles an hour. She's still here, still standing, still impossible. And in a world of curated perfection, her messy, unapologetic survival might be her greatest victory of all.